Ooh-wee, this came out of nowhere. I was not expecting it. Tim Pool versus Laura Loomer, or more specifically, Laura Loomer versus Tim Pool. She's very, very upset at him over some things said last night on the show, and I'm going to discuss those things. I do want to make it clear, I like Tim a lot. I've got nothing against him. The limited conversations I've had with Laura Loomer, I've had no problems with her either. But this is wild. And the guy at the center of it all, pretty interesting. You may remember him from his peak in popularity, which was like the 2015, 2016 owning college feminist era. There was no like bigger star in the world, in our world anyway, than Milo. And last night he went on Timcast and made some very, very wild claims, and Tim's taken a lot of heat for it. I do want to point out I'm doing a Black Friday sale on my quartering website. It's only for the first 100 people to join. I think 30 or 40 have already joined. I know a lot of you know that I've been building out the quartering.com. We're working on an app. We're working on upgrading our server. We're very close to the mobile app launch, 77% there to our goal, and even having members-only live streams. When you become a member on thequartering.com, I think it's the best in the space. You get 3 members-only videos every single week featuring me, Gothic, Stick Hexenhammer, Hannah Claire, Luke Rutkowski, Melanie Mack, and more, only available on thequartering.com. You also get members-only discounts, not available anywhere else on the internet. Meaning most people tell me that they pay for their entire membership with this. 15% off ammunition, 20% off single coffee brand coffee orders, 30% off sheath, 15% off biltong, 15% off cultivated vine. There's too many to list. So you get that. You also get a members only Discord. Even if Discord's not your thing, you got the discounts, you got the 3 videos a week, but the members only Discord where I'm actually in there. Unlike a lot of people who have members-only Discords, you can find me in there. You can talk directly with my staff. You can talk directly with Melanie Mack. Styx is going to be in there soon. Hannah Claire will be in there when she gets back. I really hope that you'll take advantage of joining this membership. Hannah Claire is running a gingerbread building contest in December that I want to see all of you participate in. We did a really fun Halloween one. Promo codes monthly 40. You get 40% off your first month. Or yearly 20, both in the description. You get 20% off the year. I mean, the year is already discounted with 2 free months. I would take the year and take 20% off that. But you also get a special shout out when you join, and you can talk directly to me in the Discord as soon as you do. So I hope that you'll support the show today. 100% of the money goes directly into supporting the cast and crew that we have. I pay all of my co-hosts, and I hope that you'll support us. Laura Loomer erupting, saying, I have completely lost all respect for Timcast. Tim Pool, after he allowed for the most defamatory and fake things to be spewed about me on his show last night. 0 pushback at all from Tim, and 0 requests to see any evidence of any of the terrible, disgusting, and false claims made on his show last night. Look, again, I don't have any issue whatsoever with Laura. She is very aggressive. If I've had any criticisms, it's that with the fervor at which she strikes back at people who may be or may be perceived as her enemy. But outside of that, I know she had some hit pieces written about her, but I don't take any sides in this. You simply cannot make up allegations like those spewed on Timcast on the show and pass them off as real news. The claims made about the Trump family and President Trump's staff are completely fake, and I can prove it. Now, some of the claims that were made, again, I want to be careful about playing them without context of her response to it, and that's why I'm reading her response first, because she should have a chance to defend herself. I mean, I think it's pretty fair to say that, Milo is a provocateur. He himself would, I'm certain, agree with that. So that does not mean the things that he is saying is is true or not, but it does mean that he has a history of kind of saying things to stir up controversy. I don't know if he's got a book out or something. It's outrageous. Tim should be ashamed of himself. Again, this is something that you should probably say in private, but since it's public, I will cover it because I am a dirty, filthy grifter. Have you joined thequartering.com? You can talk directly to me there. I really hope you join. I really want to build something awesome. I want to get that mobile app out. I think our goal is close. Like, I think we're a couple hundred members away from being able to afford to do the mobile app, and that's going to let us do so much more cool stuff. And the members only live streams, things like that. It's funny how Tim cried when Kamala Harris defamed him. I don't think he cried, and said how horrible it was that she defamed him. Then he allowed for a known pathological liar who's been accused of being pro-ped stuff. I think that's all based off a joke he made. I don't know if he's ever like doubled or tripled down on that, but again, and has a drug problem to come on his show and smear me with lies. Again, these are statements made about Milo that I can neither confirm nor deny. You guys know I'm not above a good drama spat, but I don't know Milo. I was on his show once a million years ago. So maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Tim should be ashamed of himself. All of my supporters should unfollow Tim Pool because apparently he has no standards or principles and he has zero regard for the truth. Look, in all fairness, I understand why Laura is pissed off here, and I'm going to show you the clip. But it's not really Tim's responsibility to constantly live fact check every single word that comes out of somebody's mouth. I get it, especially when, people are saying, terrible things about you or things that you, disagree with. I understand that. I understand why you would want, those to be fact checked. I think at minimum, Tim probably could have said like, well, how can you prove this? Because he did accuse her of, I'm not kidding, faking being Jewish and getting a nose job to look more Jewish. I didn't say that. That's what Milo said. I suppose he thinks it's funny to broadcast these lies in an effort to try and destroy my livelihood and my reputation to entertain these things as if they are true. I don't think Tim thinks that at all, to be fair. And again, with all due respect to Laura, who I think an okay, fine relationship with. It's well known that the person he had on his show works for Marjorie Taylor Greene, who paid to set President Trump up at Mar-a-Lago. That has been documented, and there are people who work for President Trump who are aware of the fact that the lies spewed about me last night all originated from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Maybe we shouldn't have women in politics. I don't know. This is the same thing she said about me when they tried to torpedo my job with President Trump when he hired me in March of 2023, and she continued to use one of her own staffers to spread lies about me and President Trump. And one of the things that was asserted about her last night is that she made wild claims about hooking up with Trump. Again, how much of this stuff can he substantiate? I mean, it's all he said, she said. It's hearsay. So in fairness, Tim probably should have been like, whoa, that's a wild claim to make. You're saying it's true, but I'm not co-signing it. That, I think, would have been how I tried to handle it, but maybe he just got caught up in the moment. I have documentation, text messages, and prove that everything that was said about me on the show last night is not true. And Tim Pool should correct the record instead of allowing absurd lies of the highest order to be spewed on his show. I am unfollowing Tim, as well as lost all respect for him. He showed me last night that he has no standards for truth. He's not a good person. All Tim Pool cares about is money and himself. He made that clear last night. Again, maybe give Tim a chance to respond to that. I haven't seen him, tweet anything about this. I don't see anything. Again, he still is quote tweeting still gray, which is sad. But again, I don't think that, I mean, maybe Tim will respond to it tonight on his show. You have to give him the benefit of the doubt. To unload in this manner publicly, Maybe she did reach out privately and he said, get bent. I don't know. I mean, this certainly seems to indicate that you would think maybe she would reach out and say, what's going on with that? You know, a lot of people rallying around her. You know, Laura has been right more often than she's wrong. I tend to give her the benefit of the doubt. Is her delivery and her personality on social media my favorite? No, especially like this it seems like she goes from 0 to 100 all the time, you know, going nuclear on stuff. But again, I don't personally think that it's Tim's job to be fact-checking every little thing that gets said on a show. It's an entertainment show. I view it that way. And if you bring somebody on like Milo, obviously you're going to think.
Laura Loomer,
why was she brought in,
of course,
to begin with?
Completely insane. And Laura was brought on into the campaign by Jason Miller, who is that sort of
here's what was said.
Useless.
So, in fairness to Laura, I wanted to get her position out first.
A bag of never mind. But Jason Miller and Boris Epstein, who's the head of Trump's legal team, these
who, by the way, apparently got into it with Elon.
The two guys who were kind of like, oh yeah, Laura Loomer, maybe Laura Loomer. And so she gets on the plane, and then Laura Loomer claims to a bunch of people in Palm Beach, all of her friends around in Miami, that she had performed
family friendly.
Huh?
Family friendly.
Lewinsky.
I was going to say a sex act.
There you go.
She alleged this. She alleged to people she was spreading those.
I love you, and I try to take care of you. And do you know how difficult it is for me to talk like this on your show? Do you know? Do you know how hard this is?
A members only show.
Yeah,
I'll say we'll go off.
Or whatever it is. I can't. You know, it's been so long since I had sex. I did it the wrong way. I did it like that. It's just completely wrong. No, she claimed that she had performed a sex act on the president to a lot of her friends.
This is hearsay. All right. Nobody else has come forward to corroborate this. And I think that that's important to point out.
And this, I was like, okay, all right, okay. So I got a call from somebody, and they said, we need to get rid of her. The president wants to get rid of her, but he doesn't want to be the one to do it because she's crazy. So we don't want her turning on the president because so many people, so many followers and everything. So my job was to bring things about Laura to light that made her ineligible to, be on the plane and around the president's circle. So, for instance, she's not Jewish. She made it up. A friend of mine was there when she did it. She ordered a Star of David necklace off the internet so that she could be ruder about Jews on stage.
Again, complete hearsay. In the moment, you're letting a guy talk. I understand that. This is just something he's saying. And this is what she's mad about. She also didn't refute the Jew thing in her text. I'll just say that.
At a rally in 2018.
Laura Loomer isn't Jewish?
She's not Jewish. She's the only person in history.
Wait, so
She's the only person in history. I submitted her for the Guinness Book of Records because she's the only person in history who's ever had a nose job to look more Jewish. It's the most amazing thing you've ever heard in your life. But I also...
Again, no evidence of that.
So
I've never heard that about her before.
Well, she's not actually Jewish. When
she even ran for Congress, and that never came up.
Right. Well, that's because I was a communications director. No, when
maybe did not a great job.
I'm sorry.
It sounds like things went sour with Laura, and you guys have a lot of bad blood, and you sank her as a result of that. Am I reading this right?
People do pay me a lot of money to clean up my own messes. I'm just realizing this now.
Yeah.
No. Anyway. So Laura is when Laura was going to give a talk to the Republican Jewish Palm Beach coalition.
He then goes on to allege she drew a pentagram instead of a Star of David.
You've written it's like yes, a star. It's Jewish. People will say because there's no different. But when I told them it's because she'd had so many procedures, Trump is kind of like a bit repulsed by plastic.
Again, he claims that Trump doesn't like her. He's not attracted to her because she had a bunch of plastic surgery. Again, all of this is hearsay, and it's all meant to damage Laura Loomer. Okay, is it true or not? I can't say.
So Laura Loomer says that she can't own a gun or have an open carry license in California because the FBI is targeting her for being...
He also goes on to claim that she had been 5150'd or involuntarily committed twice and claims that her dad corroborated that. I'm going to go ahead and give Laura the benefit of the doubt. she does act a little out of pocket sometimes, and goes into like this attack mode stuff. But I'm also going to say that, Tim's not responsible for Tim. Milo is sharing his own personal story. So all he could have done really is said, well, that's hearsay. He's not under obligation to call the guy a liar to his face. So we'll see if this blows up more tonight. Tim is one to generally avoid drama, so I'm suspecting that he won't even acknowledge it. But boy, as a petty drama guy that likes it, this is pretty spicy. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you made it this far in the video and you enjoy our coverage, and it's more than just me now, it's Melanie Mack, it's Hannah Claire, it's Styx Hexenhammer, it's Luke Rudkowski, and it's Gothix. I'm asking you to join as a member today. Get in that members Discord. Get those discounts. The first 100 people will save 40% off on their first month, or an additional 20% in already discounted annual membership. Let's get those 100 spots used up today. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.